Hey, Stacy. Oh, pain stream. I'm looking out the window. There's a ton of not butterflies, ladybugs on my windows, flying all over and on the screens and stuff. Pretty cool. We interrupt our usual programming for an important message from Albert Einstein. My friend posted this on Facebook, and I had never heard this before, but apparently Albert Einstein had sent out thousands of letters over the course of his life, handwritten letters. And his daughter, I believe it was his daughter, shared them. And they're on a website, or at least one of them is on a website called Monoset, MONOSET.com. And my friend, who's a therapist, posted this, and I read it, and I thought, oh my God, such an important message from such a brilliant man. So, this is interesting to me, because this is where I think what we lack in our society is where, so you have life, the beginning of life, then you have one stream that went off into the scientific realm and studies life from a scientific viewpoint, and then you have another stream that went the spiritual route. And my theory is that they're both the same thing. They're just getting to the same answer from different places. And we have yet, obviously, to get to that answer. And I don't know, do we get to that answer? Is life over when we get to that answer? I don't know. I probably will never know in this world. Probably won't live long enough for us to find out. But that's okay. Because I'm sure after I pass on, I will find out. And I will understand. And then I'll come back again here and forget. And go through this all over again. But I wanted to read this to you because I think it's just that important. So I'll read you what it says on this website. Albert Einstein is perhaps the best known for being a theoretical physicist and for receiving the 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics for his services to theoretical physics. A lesser-known fact about arguably one of the most intelligent men of modern times is that he is also a prolific sender of personal notes and letters upon his own personalized letterhead. I have my own personalized letterhead. That's not a big deal. So I don't know why that's such a big, but maybe I guess to prove that it's really him, I don't know. In the late 1980s, his daughter, Liserl, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's Liserl, Liserl, donated 1,400 letters written by Einstein to the Hebrew University. The text of one of them is reproduced below for you. Having been sent by Einstein to his daughter, this letter shows a very different side to Einstein's personality and his outlook on the world. So that's interesting, because I was thinking, how does she have all these letters that he sent to other people? But I guess these are just the ones he sent to her. That's amazing. That's beautiful. So here's the letter out of 1,400. And I read it, and it made me emotional already, so we'll see how I do. When I proposed the theory of relativity, very few understood me, and what I will reveal now to transmit to mankind will also collide with the misunderstanding and prejudice in the world. I'm getting chills already. I ask you to guard the letters as long as necessary, years, decades, until society is advanced enough to accept what I will explain below. This man already knew that this would not be very accepted, and that she should keep them to herself until which point she thought humanity was ready. And she gave them out now, or in the 80s. I ask you to guard the letters. There is an extremely powerful force that, so far, science has not found a formal explanation to. It is a force that includes and governs all others, and is even behind any phenomenon operating in the universe, and has not yet been identified by us. This universal force is love. When scientists looked for a unified theory of the universe, they forgot the most powerful unseen force. Love is light. Love is light that enlightens those who give and receive it. Love is gravity because it makes some people feel attracted to others. Love is power because it multiplies the best we have and allows humanity not to be extinguished in their blind selfishness. Love unfolds and reveals. For love we live and die. Love is God and God is love. This force explains everything and gives meaning to life. This is the variable that we have ignored for too long. Maybe because we are afraid of love, because it is the only energy in the universe that man has not learned how to drive at will. To give visibility to love, I made a simple substitution in my most famous equation. If instead of E = mc squared, we accept that the energy to heal the world can be obtained through love multiplied by the speed of light squared, we arrive at the conclusion that love is the most powerful force there is, because it has no limits. See, didn't we talk about that pie? It gets bigger. After the failure of humanity in the use and control of the other forces of the universe that have turned against us, it is urgent that we nourish ourselves in another kind of energy. If we want our species to survive, if we are to find meaning in life, if we want to save the world and every sentient being that inhabits it, love is the one and only answer. Perhaps we are not yet ready to make a bomb of love, a device, can you imagine? A device powerful enough to entirely destroy the hate, selfishness, and greed that devastate the planet. However, each individual carries within them a small but powerful generator of love whose energy is waiting to be released. When we learn to give and receive this universal energy, dear Lyseril, we will have affirmed that love conquers all, is able to transcend everything and anything, because love is the quintessence of life. I deeply regret not having been able to express what is in my heart, which has quietly beaten for you. I deeply regret not having been able to express what is in my heart, which has quietly beaten for you all of my life. Maybe it's too late to apologize, but as time is relative, I need to tell you that I love you, and thanks to you, I have reached. Maybe it's too late to apologize, but as time is relative, I need to tell you that I love you, and thanks to you, I have reached the ultimate answer. Your father, Albert Einstein. That's funny, did he really sign his full name? In a letter to his daughter. So, I'm sorry. I'm so emotional about this, but God, that's just so beautiful. You know, I don't really know when he wrote this. Did he write this at the end of his life? And When he had time to think about things, did he miss out a lot in her life? And is that why he's apologizing? I don't know. But what a beautiful thing. What a gift. To send, for a daughter to hear that. I think I watched a documentary on Albert Einstein's life, and I don't think he was the greatest dad or husband. I don't want to defame him or anything, but I think that's what I remember. A genius, but a genius is probably very hard to live with. Oh, didn't he marry like his cousin or something? I don't remember, but I think they were still in love. I get emotional because of the beauty of love. I get emotional because it's overwhelming power, and it's such a beautiful thing. But I also get emotional because of how hurt people are and how broken people are, and how that's generally because they've been deprived of love. I remember when I was young, I used to think I was such a weird kid because when I was young, I was like in grammar school, and I would cry very, very, like the cries where you can't breathe, because of all the pain in the world. What did I know about the pain in the world? I was a kid. I mean, I knew my pain. My pain. My parents got divorced when I was about 5, and it was super, super traumatic. It wasn't a what do they call it now? Conscious uncoupling by any stretch of the imagination. It was a very contentious uncoupling, and the children were the bartering chips, or the rope in the tug of war, and that it was very difficult for us, at least for me. So I felt that pain, and I don't know. I just felt when I was young, like I felt the pain of the world and how unnecessary it was, because it is so unnecessary. There's enough love for everyone. There's enough everything for everyone, really. So we're over 10 minutes. We're not yet over 15. I made a jackass out of myself, but I wanted to share that with you. So, you may be watching these. I mean, it is called the pain stream because you're hurting. I wrote all of this stuff because I was hurting, and it can be hard when your heart gets broken, or something devastating happens to you, someone passes away. And our gut reaction, or our initial reaction, is to get angry with God if you believe in God, or you can then decide you don't believe in a God, because how could a God do this to you? But it also causes you to close your heart to love. And it did for me, for sure. I mean, I thought I was managing it, right? I'm going to manage this. I'm going to put the wall up. I'm going to put a wall up. I'm not going to make it impenetrable, but I'm definitely going to control the porousness of it. And I have. But now I feel like I don't know. I mean, it's been 10 years. That's a long time. But I definitely personally feel a healing. Part of that is because there's been time. Another part of it is because I met someone who is very healing for me. And that's beautiful. he doesn't know. He doesn't have any idea. I don't think we haven't talked about it, but of how he's helping me. And maybe he never will. That's okay. That's a bummer for him because it's, if I did that for someone, I'd want to know. But I'm still managing the porosity, is that a word, of my wall because I'm scared. Because I'm scared to get hurt, because it's, it's like any other wound, right? You have a scar, sometimes it hurts, sometimes it's harder. And you don't want to get hurt there again, so you're very careful. I don't think there's anything wrong with being careful, as long as you're still open to the pursuit, right? There's nothing wrong with taking things slow. What's the rush? There's no rush. So sometimes these words about love and how wonderful love is and how great it is and how everything it is sound like a bunch of horseshit. But it's not. And eventually you'll feel better and you'll soften up and you'll be ready to open your heart again. Even at the risk of it getting hurt. And that's what I'm doing right now. Taking it slow, but I'm still going in that direction because it's worth it. And life is a lot worse without it. So I've gone over the 15 minutes. I'm going to cut it off here, but I hope you enjoyed that. I'll continue on my books tomorrow. All right.